Within months, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex will be on another of their unofficial royal tours, and this time they're going to the country of Colombia. The couple have accepted the invitation of Vice President Francia Marquez and will engage in several activities related to ending violence and online harm against children. On that subject, they've just spoken to American network CBS, their first joint interview since the infamous Oprah sit-down. Take a listen.
Our kids are young. They're 3 and 5. They're amazing. But all you want to do as parents is protect them. And so as we can see what's happening in the online space, we know that there's a lot of work to be done there.
Almost every parent needs to be a first responder. And even the best first responders in the world wouldn't be able to tell the signs of possible suicide. That is the terrifying piece of this.
Yeah, well, I've lost the will to live. How safe will the trip to Colombia be? Both the US and UK governments advise against all but essential travel to parts of the country. This comes just a day after a royal source revealed that Harry remains frightened about his family's security in the UK and has reached out to the King for help. So, Suzanne, it's unusual for the Sussexes, but are there double standards at play here?
Of course there are. I've been looking up the crime rates. You know, the rate of homicide in Colombia is 22 times that in the UK. Crime overall in Colombia is 6 times worse than in the UK. I also think they're very hypocritical here. So they're going to Colombia to talk about cyberbullying, online exploitation and the mental health impact of these threats. But what's Colombia's #1 problem? Drugs. No mention of that. Hey, Harry, I wonder why.
No. So there you go. Britain, unsafe for the Sussexes. Colombia, not so much.
Once again, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle find themselves under fire. And this time, it's not from the British press alone. Their latest royal-style tour in Colombia has left critics fuming, branding the couple as hypocritical and accusing them of pushing what's been called a Western savior complex. The Sussexes arrived in Colombia under the banner of promoting humanitarian values and women's empowerment. But within hours, media outlets began to question their motives. Was this truly a goodwill visit, or just another attempt to reclaim the royal spotlight they've long claimed to have left behind? Commentators across both sides of the Atlantic wasted no time calling out the couple's contradictions. How can 2 millionaires who abandoned royal duties lecture developing nations about moral leadership? One critic asked. Others went further, labeling the trip a publicity stunt, an orchestrated move to boost the Sussex brand under the guise of charity. Analysts argue the visit mirrors a dangerous pattern, the so-called Western savior narrative, where privilege and fame are disguised as philanthropy. And when Meghan Markle spoke passionately about uplifting voices in forgotten regions, many Colombians reportedly questioned, who exactly appointed her as their voice? Social media lit up with fiery debates. Supporters praised their compassion, while critics pointed out the irony of preaching equality while traveling with private jets and luxury entourages. One viral post read, "They left the palace but never left the cameras." Meanwhile, whispers from royal insiders suggest that Buckingham Palace was less than pleased. Sources claim the palace sees the trip as a deliberate attempt to imitate royal engagements, a move that could further strain the already fragile relationship with King Charles and Prince William. So the question remains, are Harry and Meghan truly global advocates for change, or masters of self-promotion cloaked in virtue? One thing is certain, their royal-style tour in Colombia has reignited the global debate about authenticity, image, and the fine line between compassion and performance. In the end, the Sussex saga continues, louder, bolder, and more controversial than ever.
I'm going to have to contradict what's just been said. Look, if you're Prince Harry and your mother died in the way she did, being pursued by the press, literally, you have a trauma that you'll always have to deal with. And when you've seen what they've done and written about him and his wife, you could understand why he
But
might feel
why
that
hasn't
way.
he got trauma about going to one of the most dangerous countries in the world?
There's 2 things to say. If you're ever going to take a risk, this is a subject worth taking a risk for. You know, for the safety of young children. And let's be clear, he's been invited by the government. He's going to be looked after. He won't be wandering up and down the street. And the other thing is, of course, he will not be pursued by the press in the same way he would be here.
OK, I mean, I'm struggling to fathom why Colombia...
I think it's the last thing Colombia needs. I mean, talk about the sort of white saviour complex. Obviously, Meghan is of dual heritage, but it's the kind of Western saviour complex I mean, surely solutions to Colombian problems lie in Colombia.
Maybe Harry wants to go to Colombia and go shopping buy some special items.
I mean, the cyberbullying, I'm sure, is
By
not
the way,
the
I'm
biggest
talking
problem.
about souvenirs.
Absolutely.
I'm being very prejudicial here. I'm talking about funny hats.
I mean, never mind the
And
fact...
maybe some elixir.
It's a special elixir.
Energy giving.
I have to disagree.
Maybe.
Colombian Barocca.
I have to disagree a little bit with Matthew. Online bullying isn't white saviour complex. I'm very sensitive to that. I'd have picked it up. It's an international problem.
No, absolutely. What I'm saying is the solutions lie locally.
No, the solutions lie internationally, hence an international problem. But let's be clear, anybody who's going to use... This is the only good thing you could probably use celebrity for, to actually help people. And our children are very, very vulnerable to stuff online. So it's nice to shine a light on that. I think it's correct.
Well, that's good. Well, listen, Harry, of course, is formerly of the military, so he'll go to Colombia and enjoy a bit of marching. Good luck to you. It is...